Okay, so what is actually depreciation? Depreciation is an estimate of the loss in value of a non-current asset over its estimated useful life. Now, you might confuse with this definition, yeah, at first. But if you think about the non-current assets, especially those who we use in everyday life, for example, car, and then office equipment kayak printer, kayak komputer gitu ya. Coba think about cars. Cars itu usually can be used for more than 1 year. Agree? Agree kan? Nah, kalau misalnya kamu a business and use this car to deliver your goods to customers, berarti these assets bring benefits to the business and also involved in making a profit. Yeah. Nah, but the problem is the price of the car itself is expensive, and it's impossible to just charge it in the first year. Yeah, it's impossible like that. Why? Because it is not fair for every other years. This car can be used for more than 1 year, let's say for 5 years. But if you charge the price of the car only to the first year as an expense, your first year will have a loss because it's expensive, kan? Ngerti gak maksudnya? So to be fair, the cost of purchasing these non-current assets must be spread over its estimated useful life. Jadi adil. Kalau misalnya mobilnya bisa dipakai 5 tahun, ya udah dibagi aja jadi 5 tahun. Kayak gitu ya. Nah, kenapa harus dibagi? Because you spend this money not for nothing, but you spend this money to support your business to make profits. Sebentar ya. Sebentar. Sorry ya. Sampai mana tadi ya? Sampai mana tadi ya? Lupa tuh.
Bagi 5 tahun.
Dibagi. Okay. So, what is actually depreciation? It is an estimation of the loss in value. Now, think. Let's say you have a car. The first year of the car, after you purchase it, it's going to be a 100% performance, kan? Coba kamu beli mobil, tahun pertama performance-nya bagus banget kan? Like 100% you will get that performance from the assets. Second year, sama nggak sama the first year? Pasti nggak sama. Ada aja yang beda gitu kan? Ada aja yang berkurang gitu kan? Nah, the point is, when you look at the NCA, what you get from the first year and second year is different because the first year you use that. Semua yang dipakai pasti ada value yang hilang, ya enggak? There's a missing value of usage of consuming that non-current assets. Okay, now we cannot see it. We cannot see the value that we consume from that asset because eventually, at the end of its life, we can no longer use it karena udah nggak bisa dipakai lagi. Sama kayak handphone, at some point, at some years kamu udah nggak bisa pakai lagi karena dia udah nggak bisa update lagi misalnya OS-nya. Sama kayak mobil, at some point kamu udah nggak bisa pakai lagi karena udah rusak total misalnya ya. That's because of our consuming action. Now that consuming action, we cannot see it, but we can estimate it. Now that's what we are going to calculate. Depreciation is actually the estimation of the loss in the value of non-current assets. So let's say you have an asset. When you purchase that, it has a cost of $10,000. It can be used for 5 years. So if we have an NCA of 10,000 and we can use it for 5 years only, logically at the end of the 5th year, your assets will become zero. Yeah, logically. Yeah, we are not talking about physically, yeah, but we are talking about logically. So 10,000 means if you use it for 5 years, every single year, yeah, you will estimate that you will use for 2,000. 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. That's the total of 10,000. Can you imagine? Yeah, it's an estimation of consuming cost because we cannot see the consuming cost exactly. Yeah, so we have to estimate that. So that is why we have a depreciation topic. Yeah, depreciation is an estimate of loss of a value of a non-current assets over its estimated useful life. So if we have a cost of 10,000 useful life for 5 years, that means depreciation is 2,000 per year. That's just an illustration, yeah? Clear? Clear, yeah? Number 2, what is the purpose of depreciation? It's to spread the cost of non-current assets over estimated useful life. To spread. Because if you are the manager, let's say Jen manager year 1, Maureen manager year 2, Shelly manager year 3, Dylan manager year 4, and then Alexa manager year 5. If you don't spread this cost over its estimated useful life, Jen as the manager year 1 will be suffer. Karena cost of 10,000 will be an expense in the first year. Meanwhile, manager year 2, 3, 4, and 5 will still get the benefit and make profits out of those 4 years of using that asset. So Jen will be protes dong. Masa dia doang yang suffer dari 10,000 itu? Ya kan? All the manager must be suffer by the same amount. Jadi dibagi jadi 5. Ngerti maksudnya ya? Okay, next. It's to spread the cost. What are the causes of depreciation? The first one is wear and tear or physical deterioration. If we use an asset, yeah, the value of its assets slowly will reduce. Out of date, udah kadaluarsa ya. Depletion or the worth of asset reduces as value is taken from the assets. This is depletion actually for non-current assets in mining company, like gas, ya, oil. Karena dia itu nggak diapa-apain aja dia bisa evaporate. Yeah, so something like that. Yeah. Now, next, principles. In terms of principles, for NCA, you will deal with 3 different principles. Okay. Looking back to our previous chapter, chapter 10, accounting principles and policies. When a business applies depreciation to NCA, what accounting principle is applied? Depreciation is considered as an expense. Yeah, part of the NCA that you consume, yeah, will become an expense. Okay, part of the assets that you consume, everything that you consume will become an asset. Will become an expense. Yeah. So depreciation is an expense. Now, in relationship to expense, is principle of matching. If you still remember matching principle, yeah, matching principle is when the income and expenses are match each other, yeah, with the same period of time to find accurate profit. Yeah, I review lagi ya. Matching principle is when the cost or the expense and the income match against each other, ya, in the same period of time. Maksudnya accounting periodnya sama ya, to get accurate profit. So, if a business applies depreciation, berarti ngomongin expense. Nah, yang relationship ke expense, prinsipalnya matching. So, what accounting principle is applied? Matching principles, ya. It is applied when calculating depreciation amounts that represent loss in the value of non-current assets. Okay. And then, boleh ditambahin deh di sini saya tulis ya. And match against income to find accurate profit. Nah, tuh, saya tambahin ya. That's accounting principle of matching. Now, second principle that will be involved in this is when the business applies accumulated depreciation of NCA. What is actually accumulated depreciation? Accumulated is total depreciations that you have calculated. Okay. Now, as an illustration, yeah, by this illustration, okay, we have an NCA, cost 10,000, useful life 5 years, depreciation 2,000 per year. Now, if I make an illustrations like this, year 1, year 2, year 3, and then so on, yeah, we have a cost of 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. We have depreciation per year. Depreciation per year, consuming cost of the NCA per 1 year is 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. Yeah, per year, yeah. Now, what is accumulated depreciation? ACC is accumulated, yeah. Accumulated depreciation is total depreciations that you have made. For the first year, how many depreciation has been made? 1. So the total depreciation is 2,000 because you made only 1 time. In the second year, you made another depreciation, right? So as of year 2, how many depreciations that you have made? Twice already. Year 1 and year 2. So accumulated depreciation in year 2 is 4,000. Do you get it? Yeah. In year 3, how much accumulated depreciation have been done? 3 times already. 3 depreciation already. So accumulated will become 6,000. Yeah. So please pay attention that depreciation and accumulated depreciations are different. Okay. Now, when a business applies accumulated depreciation NCA, what accounting principle is applied? What is actually the need of the company to calculate accumulated depreciation? It is basically to find the net value, yeah, the net value of the assets that you have as of now. So the name of it is net book value. Yeah, I will explain this more later on. But the point is, why do you need to calculate accumulated depreciations? It is to find out the net value of the assets every year. Let's say, net book value of year 1. After you consume the assets for 2,000, now the net book value that you have is 8,000. Ya, sebelumnya kamu beli 10.000. Tahun pertama udah di-consume 2.000. Berarti kan netnya kan seolah-olah jadi 8.000 ya. Dari Cost minus accumulated. Okay. Year 2. Year 2, cost-nya 10.000. Udah pernah dikonsum berapa banyak? 4.000 accumulated. So how much the net value now? 6,000. Ya. Jadi kamu kan nggak bisa ngeliat physically apa yang berkurang. Tapi kalau misalnya pakai calculation, kamu bisa melihat seolah-olah value of asset kamu berkurang 4.000. Karena kamu udah pakai 2 tahun. Ngerti ya maksudnya ya? Siapa yang keluar barusan? Alexa ya? Oke, I continue. Ini di-record kan? Ya. Next, year 3. Since the total depreciations that you have made is 3 years already, so the net book value or the net value of your assets is now become 4,000. Nah, jadi tujuan kamu mencari accumulated depreciations itu untuk mencari net value of your assets. Because it will never going to be the same. Kalau kamu dulu beli 10.000, tahun kedua, tahun ketiga itu nggak mungkin nilai kamu tuh tetap 10.000. Kan ada consuming action tadi. Ya. So, accumulated ini untuk melihat total aset kamu yang terus berkurang setiap tahun. Ya. Terus relationship-nya apa ke prinsipalnya? Prinsipalnya prudence. Okay? What is prudence principle? It's to ensure that assets and profits are not overstated. If you are not performing accumulated depreciation, your asset is going to be overvalued. Kalau kamu nggak ngitung accumulated depreciation, aset kamu akan tetap ditulis 10.000. Padahal seharusnya 8.000, 6.000, 4.000. So, if you don't perform this accumulated depreciations, you are accidentally overvaluing your non-current assets. Clear?
Clear.
Clear ya? Okay, so that is why prudence principle is applied when we are talking about accumulated depreciation. Tapi kalau tentang depreciation, itu kita ngomonginnya expense. Jadinya matching principle ya. Now, next. When a business chooses a depreciation method for its NCA, what accounting principle is applied? When you are trying to calculate depreciation, we will deal with 3 different methods. Okay, 3 different methods. Methodsnya ada straight line, reducing balance, sama revaluation. Nah, when you are choosing the method, you are not allowed to change it as you like. Once you choose one method to calculate depreciation of a specific NCA, kamu harus pakai itu sampai selesai. Nggak boleh tahun pertama pakai method number 1, tahun kedua method number 2, and then you change again to method number 1 in year 3, and then you change as you like. Yeah, it's not allowed. That is why accounting principle that is applied when applying or choosing the method of calculating depreciation is consistency. Yeah, it is not allowed for a business to change its depreciation method from year to year. Chosen method must be used from year to year. So, jadi kamu harus consistent of choosing that method. Yeah. So far, any question? No. Okay. Next, how to calculate depreciation. I'm going to explain the first method aja for today, and then we will continue the next day ya. The first method is straight line method. Namanya itu straight line. Apa sih maksudnya straight line? It means that every single year you will depreciate that asset with the same amount. Straight line. Yeah. The illustration is exactly the same like this one. Yeah, 10,000 divided by 5 equals to 2,000. Every year 2,000. Ya, ada juga method yang nggak gitu. The first year is bigger, the second year is lower, the third year even lower. Yeah, it depends on the nature of the NCA. Okay, straight line method is very suitable for assets that brings the benefit to the company same every year. Contohnya apa? Premises. The point of premises is the use of the premises is to give shelter from heat, from rain, from weather outside. Ya, gak peduli kan, kamu tetap masih bisa di dalam, kayak kamu di dalam rumah. Mau catnya udah pudar kek gitu kan, mau catnya udah nggak begitu terang, tapinya did you get the benefit the same every day, every year? The same. If you get the benefit the same, it's very suitable choosing straight line method karena benefitnya sama setiap tahun. Kalau mobil ya, motor vehicle, office equipment, itu bagusnya pakai reducing. Why? Because the first year you will get higher performance than the second year. And then the second year will get the higher performance than the third year. Jadi depreciation-nya itu gedean di tahun pertama, tahun kedua berkurang sedikit, tahun ketiga berkurang sedikit ya. Tergantung karakternya, ya. Now, we're talking about straight line method. This method applies the same amount of depreciation or the same percentage rate each year. Formulanya ada dua, either this one or that one. Okay? The first one is depreciation calculated from cost of non-current assets minus with scrap value divided with estimated useful life. What is scrap value? Scrap value also called as residual value. Residual value itu nilai sisa. Contohnya, kamu punya mobil. Mobil itu biasanya useful life-nya 5 years. After 5 years, your car itu gone, vanished, like 100% gone from the earth atau enggak? Enggak kan? Physically masih ada. Okay? Now that physically value yang kadang-kadang masih bisa dijual kembali. Setelah 5 tahun gitu kan dipakai. In accounting book, it is 0. But physically, masih ada value-nya. Nah, sometimes that value itu dimasukin as a residual value or scrap value. Clear ya? A value that still exists after the end of useful life. Okay? So, how to calculate the depreciation? Cost of non-current asset minus scrap value over estimated useful life, or rate of depreciation if you are given with a rate, yeah, cost of non-current times with cost of non-current assets. Cost itu purchasing price ya. When you purchase purchasing price, when you purchase the NCA for the first time, it is called as cost. Okay, next. Kavita's financial year ends on 30 June. On 1 July 2013, she purchased fixtures costing 25,000. So we have a cost already for 25,000 paid by check. She estimates that she would be able to use the fixtures for 4 years. Berarti useful life is 4 years. Calculate the annual depreciation charge. Number 1 as an amount of money. Berarti for A, how to calculate depreciation ya? Cost, because we're given with cost and years, berarti formula number 1 yang bisa kita pakai ya. 25,000 minus 0 because we don't have scrap value, and then divide with 4 equals to 6,000 something. 250?
Ya, 6 to 50.
6 to 50 per year. Okay. Now, how much the annual depreciation as a percentage? Okay. For a percentage, if you don't have scrap value, yeah, if you don't have scrap value, it's very simple, yeah. 100% divide with 4 years equals to 25%. Ini only if scrap value-nya 0. Kamu boleh pakai metode ini, ya. Kalau scrap-nya itu 0. Kalau nggak 0, kamu nggak boleh pakai ini. Ngerti ya? So, other way is basically how to convert this as a percentage. Itu 6,250 as a depreciation. Divide with the cost, 25,000 times 100%. Then you will have 25%. Yeah? Okay, any question? No? Okay, continue to number 2. Kavita financial year ends, ini sama ya questionnya, cost-nya 25,000, estimates that she will be able to use for 4 years, yeah, and then able to sell them for 3,000 at the end of useful life. This is what we call as scrap value or residual value, ya. Nah, gimana questions yang A? Berarti depreciation-nya sama dengan 25,000 minus 3,000, ya, divide with 4 equals to berapa nih? Coba tolong dihitung.
5,500.
5,000.
500.
Okay. Okay, that's 5,500 per year. Okay. For percentage, since you have scrap value, berarti kamu nggak bisa pakai 100% bagi 4 ya. Nggak bisa ya. So, rate of percentage-nya 5,500 divide with the initial cost 25,000 times 100%. Berapa nih?
22.
22%. 22% ya?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is how. So far, any question? No, yeah? Now, since we have learned about capital expenditure and how it would be, how it would affecting your income statement and statement of financial position, if you mistakenly record that as revenue expenditure. Kita udah pernah review ya, the first day of our lesson, revisions about capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. Masih ingat nggak? Kalau nggak ingat, kamu review lagi, buka lagi catatannya ya, yang kemarin ya. Now, I have assignment for you. This one. So, classwork number 1, I want you to do that, to do this by today. And because tomorrow we will discuss it. So I want you to do this by today, yeah, and then submit. Okay. And for number 4, ini relationnya ke what happened if capital expenditure is wrongly, revenue expenditure is wrongly posted as capital expenditure. Okay, now remember, depreciation is an expense. Because it's an expense, it will affecting income statement. It will affecting the profit. Okay, meanwhile, capital expenditure is the non-current assets. Yeah, so if you don't know what to do with number 4, I want you to do as best as you can, or try to do it as best as you can. But if you still don't have any clue how to solve number 4, it's okay to leave it dulu ya. Nanti kita bahas besok. Yeah, we have another. Yes, we do. Yeah, tomorrow we have class kan? Yeah. So I want you to finish this number 1 until number 4. Number 4 is optional, yeah, but I appreciate if you want to try to do that, yeah. Okay, that's it for today. I'm going to stop there.
Miss,
Yeah.
Miss itu submitnya hari ini atau hari ini ya?
Hari ini jam 4 kalau kamu bisa.
Oh, oke.
Ya. Kita kan masih ada nih waktu 5 menit. Kamu coba aja nomor 1, 2, 3. Nomor 4 coba kamu pikirin pas lagi break atau nanti pas after school.